Hi everyone, welcome to SAMA, a program which invites experts to discuss a topic from their area of expertise. This week we are very fortunate to have Chris Young with us to explain the benefits of detoxification, hypnotherapy and alkalized water. Chris has been a certified hypnotherapist for over 30 years and has helped over 1,000 clients overcome a multitude of issues, ranging from fears, phobias, stress, substance abuse, smoking, and lack of confidence. Chris is himself a two-time cancer survivor and spent many years applying holistic and healthy methods to heal himself, including making and consuming his own alkalized water. Using the same equipment, he has helped others with incredible results. Now, most people would stop there, but it goes on. He's a city commissioner and has helped 2 cities in California for over 20 years. He was a guest at the prestigious We Care Detox Spa to teach participants how to improve their lives. Now, throughout his life, Chris has used holistic methods to heal people, both inside and out. He helped launch a 501c3 non-profit organization to help kids out of gangs and drugs, teach them self-respect, and teach them the discipline of martial arts. Now, isn't that amazing? And that was achieved by one man, and the man that's before us now. Chris Young, welcome to SAMA. It's so fantastic to have you with us.
Thank you. Can you just, do that every day for me when I get up so I can
we'll send the recording to you. Actually, it's a good point, because sometimes we all feel low. We sometimes reach a point in our lives where we think, well, have I done enough? Now, Chris, I can tell you already, I'm assuming that you're the sort of person that you always feel there's always something more you can do, but you've given so much to society. Now, what actually drives you? Why on earth do you do such crazy things for nothing?
I think I've always been this way. When I was a kid, I couldn't wait to, make money so I could buy presents, for everybody. And I came from a very physically, emotionally, and mentally abused childhood. And it was in a rough neighborhood in LA. And
Yes.
as you can see, with blonde hair, I didn't fit in. And so I had to fight a lot. And I got in a lot of trouble, got arrested, got kicked out of schools, and I just kind of found my way. And I just figured that, it's before I ended up in a bike gang. I thought, it's time to give back. I made it out, and I found ways with God and the universe. And I thought, the only thing I can do now is try to help others. And I've been in martial arts since I was 12. I'm now 60, and I've just always loved martial arts, and I saw how it really helped kids learn respect for themselves and discipline. And I was in really rough schools in, LA and South Central and Inglewood, which is the city that I was in, and all these schools that teachers are getting guns pulled on them, and, and parents couldn't hold these kids down. And through martial arts, all of a sudden these kids were yes, sir, and no, ma'am. And, they turned into really wonderful kids, and they still have kids calling my partner Hugo Rojas and myself, and we actually even had Lee Rehrman, who was Hawk from American Gladiators. He was our treasurer, and we brought in various martial arts legends, and it was just really fulfilling, to help the kids out. And I seriously am not the one that really does the public speaking, even though I've had to, but Hugo and Lee, you'd have to rip the microphone out of their hands. Me, I'd always say, thanks for coming, and that'd be it, and hand them the mic. So, it's, but when it comes to something like this, and I've watched some of your programs, John, and you've done such a great job. You have such a sweet energy about you, and those are the people I like in my life, so that's when I said, yes, I will do this. So
when I read your bio, I thought, well, you're the sort of person I would like to have as a neighbor, so I could keep on banging at your window. Hey.
And where are you from?
I'm from New Zealand. I now live in China.
Oh, I've been to New Zealand and Thailand, so I
really?
trained.
We must have crossed paths.
I think we did. I mean, we do look a lot alike. So
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Now people, which one is Chris or which one is John? Yeah.
pretty much.
Okay. Well, I am the Chris. I'm the person being interviewed. Yeah. And you've got John there. Did you have a mentor? Like, it sounds very, very, very harsh, your upbringing and your environment. Did you have any prod from the universe to say, go there? Or any mentor, any role model?
That's a great question. I think I've always been guided by God in the universe, or whatever you call God, whatever you call the universe, the energy that we are.
Yeah.
And I've always, when I've kind of just listened, it's taken me into right paths. Did you ever watch the movie Good Will Hunting?
Yes.
Fantastic movie, right? Robin Williams won the Academy Award. I saw Robin Williams perform one time. It was fantastic. But there's a scene where Robin Williams is talking to Matt, who's a brilliant kid, but he just came out of abuse. Yes. And he keeps telling him, it's not your fault, Will. It's not your fault, Will. He just keeps telling him until he breaks him down.
Yes.
I had a probation officer before I was 18 that really, found out I was a good kid. I just was tough because I had to be tough. I had to become really rough and violent, only against bullies, because I was bullied. And he blocked the doorway with some big cops that I knew. And he just started saying that over and over again, like 20 years before the movie, and he broke me down.
Wow.
And it was a funny story. I just wrote an autobiography, actually, and I have a publicist look. It's like 650 pages, but the print's this big, so I'm sure if you shrink it down, it'll be less. But and in that, I used to go into the probation department with long hair and a beard, as a biker at like 16 and 17, no shirt, no shoes, and walk in and just create havoc. And there was a really nice lady behind the counter. And she would say, I'd say, I'm here to see Mary. And she'd go, where are your shoes? And I'm like, I don't know, you got them? And so then I see. So years later, probably 3 years later, I had a haircut, suit and a tie, and I came in with a rose, and I put it on the table, and I said, and she looked at me and looked at the rose, and I said, I found my shoes. And she went, oh my Lord. She goes, that's what you're hiding under that hair and beard? And I said, I'm here to thank you and apologize for all the trouble. And I want to take Marin to lunch and thank him. So I think that was a starting place because my record's a sponge, never got arrested after 18, It's been, I'm 60, so you can do the math, 42 years of being pretty good. And that was a starting point. And I would say my faith in just the universe and whatever you consider God is, and just moving forward, always trying to, help others. But, I'm far from perfect. I'm a work in progress. I've helped a lot of people, but I never preach from a pedestal. I always try to tell people and show people. Anytime someone thinks I'm like, oh, you're all this, I'm like, you know what I messed up on today? I try to tell people to let them know. So,
It's quite a story.
Yeah.
Gosh, but you haven't stopped self-improving.
No.
I wish you stopped because it makes me look bad.
Well, how old are you?
Yes.
Well, you look good for a yes. You look good at yes. There you go.
Yeah, thank you. I got my driver's license the other day.
Okay.
Actually, without a word of lie, I did get my driver's license 2 years ago, my Chinese one. So yeah, it does. Wow. So I must be young, mustn't I?
You don't need a driver's license in Thailand, and you don't really want to drive in Thailand. It's crazy.
That's what, sorry?
I said you don't need a driver's license in Thailand. It's pretty crazy there.
Oh, in Thailand. Oh, right.
Where you live now in New Zealand?
Oh, China.
Oh, you're in China now. Okay.
China. Oh, sorry. It was my accent coming through there.
I haven't been there. I've been to Thailand. I've been to New Zealand. I was in Hong Kong airport for 12 hours, but
that counts. Oh, that counts. Yep.
Good. Yes.
Now, we're going to tick off some of your skills. I know there's a lot that won't be covered for today because we've only got 1 hour.
Right.
Now, but the focus of SAMA is on health, and part of that is mental health, which is why I was so keen on knowing what turned your life, how you managed to turn your life around, and how you managed to put yourself on the straight and narrow. And so now one of these things, one of the skill sets you have is hypnotherapy.
Yes.
Now, can you explain to us how hypnotherapy can help and how it can be done in 12 words or less?
And we only have an hour. I would say, well, hypnotherapy has been around for a long time. I
Yes.
mean, the word mesmerize comes from Antoine Mesmer. That was what, 1600s, I think. Dr. James Braid coined the word hypnos. It's a Greek word meaning sleep, but it was like even years before that.
Yes.
And I was always the therapist. I was always, the guy that everybody came to with their problems. And I've always been slightly empathic, I think. I can always see roads that people should be on. And I was watching a program with I'm not going to name the names, but it was some talk show host, and she was interviewing a star. And the talk show host said, well, my therapist, I've been seeing my therapist for 2 years, and I'm just not getting any better. So I quit seeing her, and she called me and said, I'll never get better without her. And then the star said, I was seeing my therapist for 3 years, and when I stopped seeing, I got a Christmas card saying, you're never going to get better without me. And I'm thinking, if I can't help you in 2 sessions, I'll give you your money back. It's like, I just want to get to the point, and hypnotherapy gets to the point. It goes right into the subconscious. And I always say that it takes this long to get out of your childhood and this long to get over it. It takes the subconscious is formed from birth to like 8, maybe 12 years old, and all that negative tape that you may not even know is there can be replayed. You can get in a plane and all of a sudden you have shortness of breath and anxiety. You don't know why. You have this fear of flying, but maybe you fell out of a tree at 4 and you blocked it out. So it came up there. So you have to put the positives into the negatives. And I saw videotapes of people with lighters under their hands and there's no blister and they're calm, and women having babies. And the power of the mind is amazing. You see something like The Secret or, anything like that, the things that people can do with the power of the mind.
Yes.
And so I didn't really want to go to school for 7, 8 years to be a psychiatrist. And I didn't really want to prescribe drugs, even though I have friends that are psychiatrists. And I didn't think I wanted to be a psychologist. And I was just completely immersed myself when I read and saw these videos. And there happened to be a school, 45 minutes away without traffic in Los Angeles. And it was one of the most credited schools in the world with PhDs teaching, and so I went there and became a hypnotist, and then a master hypnotist, and then a certified hypnotist. Oh, wait, here. Oh, up here. There you go. There's all the stuff.
Wow. There you go. So you don't worry about wallpaper in the house, do you? Just
if I punch any holes in the walls, I just put something over it. So
you got a lot of holes, right?
I've been able to, I'm not all that in a bag of chips, but I've been able to help a lot. I've probably seen 1,000 people, and I've seen even psychiatrists and psychologists, and even one judge have come to me, and some celebs, and I've helped get people to a point a lot quicker. And I'm tough love. If you want to come in and whine about breaking your nail, then I'm not the guy you want to see. If you're ready to move forward and you're ready to do what it takes and you want to listen to me, I'll show you how I got out of my stuff, and I can help you out of yours. But if you want to just go somewhere and just whine and not have anybody, help you, but just say, I understand, and, now pay me, your time is up, that's not me. I'd rather get to the point, and, if I can't help you, I don't want your money. And I don't even want your money in the first place, but I don't want to take your money if I can't help you,
Wow. Okay. Now you've had your own health crises in life. You've had two we know about, both cancer.
Yeah.
Can you, this is going to open up another few paths we could choose which one we go down through. How did you overcome the big C?
Well, I call it the little C because I just try to forget about it. But the first one, it came as a surprise, and I didn't know anything. It was probably about 15 years ago. I didn't know as much as I know now about holistic and naturopathic. And so I didn't want to do radiation, and they cut everything out of me. And they said, okay, you have to do radiation. I was like, why do I have to do radiation? My blood work's clean. My cord where you cut it out and showed me is clean. My CAT scan's clean. Why do I have to do radiation? And they said, well, you're 75% never to get it again. But if you do the radiation, I think they said 98, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say 95%. They said 95%, you'll never get it again. And I was like, I still don't want to do it, you know. And they force you into it. They scare you and force you into it. And then my family was all crying, you have to do it. And I was like, God's going to take me when he wants to take me. I didn't really want to do it. And then they forced me into it. So I drove myself 5 days a week for 6 weeks to radiation. And it was not fun. But I thought, okay, I'm good. I'll never have to worry about it again.
Yeah.
And about 4 years ago, I got it again. And that's really, same place. And it really, I was so angry when the doctor told me. I was like, you better be kidding me, because I felt like I've been lied to and coerced. And I'm not here to tell anybody not to do radiation or not to do chemo or not. I mean, you have to do what you believe in. And some people really need to do this and some people really need to do that. But, in the last 4 or 5 years, I've read the book Killing Cancer, Not People, and I've learned, and I was speaking at the top detox spa where all the people flying from all over the world, even China, and New Zealand and all the celebs go. And I learned so much. And there's so many people that have healed themselves, power of the mind, meditation, with keeping their bodies alkaline, all this stuff. So now I have a Kangen alkalized water machine. I have a infrared sauna behind me. I have a colloidal silver nebulizer. I got the spooky Rife, and I did Rife. I did Rife machines with this brilliant guy that built, I guess he found an original Rife and built it even with a bigger bulb. And he was really helping a lot of people. And of course you have to keep that under the radar. And then I found a friend of mine, ex-girlfriend, who is a nurse and a phlebotomist and did colonics. She's from Slovakia, and she has friends in Slovakia that are scientists with so many degrees that the doctors, when they do umbilical cords, after a baby, they give them to them, and they do stem cell research. And they've been healing a lot of people of cancer with stem cell, but they have to be quiet about it, So she was going back there, and she brought back my oncology report, and we've Skyped, and they knew me, and they said, Chris, we're going to make you something. And they made me cankatures. I did for 2 months under my tongue, with stem cell liquid they did. And then I met someone who's a brilliant person in CBDs, and she's helped a lot of people out of cancer. So I do it all. You name it, I do it. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, but I try to, take on every single thing I can think of. And every day I do a green drink this big with organic kale, spinach, aloe, apricot kernels, turmeric, ginger, celery, apple, everything. And I drink that all day. And so I think I'm okay. The second time they were like, you're under radiation. I was like, I'm not doing it. You've already got it once. Ain't going to happen, So that's where I'm at now.
That's wonderful. Now you mentioned apricot seed, which of course is the lateral or B17.
Yes. 17, yeah.
Now that's quite a powerful compound, which the pharmaceutical companies don't really want you to know about.
Pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know about a lot of things. So
yeah. Well,
read the book Killing Cancer, Not People. I think you'll love it.
Yeah.
By Bob Wright. Really good book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think the most important factors are for killing cancer, if you like?
I think all of them. I think a positive attitude. Positive attitude, meditation. I meditate every day with yoga, and just don't live in fear. We're all going to go sometime, so just don't worry about it. Just enjoy yourself and be in the moment. That's all you can do. The past is gone. The future may never come. Be in this moment. The moment I'm talking to you, the only moment I have right now. So I just try to enjoy it.
Do you see a difference in people's recovery rates if they're not subscribing to that, if they don't live for the moment, but they're so worried about their disease?
Yeah, it's worry is stress, and that can really do a lot of bad things inside of you. And I bodyguarded some extremely wealthy people all over the world, and they were so stressed and so miserable. And we'd be going somewhere in Brazil by the favelas, and seeing people that living basically under cardboard seemed happier, than the billionaire I was bodyguarding, So just a positive, state of mind, and just trying to be in joy. And, everybody has good and bad days. It's just what you fixate on. And unfortunately, people tend to fixate on the bad stuff. And once, like I said, remember, you can see today, you can hear today, you can walk, you have food, you have shelter, you have people that might care about you. And instead you're fixating because you don't have the new Porsche, or you don't, have, a yacht, or you don't have whatever it is. Fixate on all the good stuff, because you have a lot of it, because everybody's going to get bad and good stuff. I don't care if you're homeless or you're a billionaire, you're going to get bad and good stuff. It's just what do you fixate on. So
attitude is extremely important. Extremely important.
Very important.
Now, you touched on your spa, which is, I don't know if it's underneath the obey sign, or is it a reminder for you to obey me if I ask you to do something, or is that a reminder of where the spa is?
That's kind of a martial arts thing, is obey. You obey the principles, and I have a lot of other things on the walls here too, but it's kind of a martial arts thing. When you get into, I've done so many styles and been honored with a lot of black belts, and you always are humble, and you want to obey the person that's training you and teaching you, and until you get to the point where you can move on to another style. And, Sifu Bruce Lee said, he was so brilliant, take all styles, make the style that works for you. I'm 6'4". My style may be different than a style that might work for you, but I might take in 15 styles to find out what flows best for me. You might have a style that flows best for you. And Bruce Lee said you have to be like water. If you're in a cup, be the cup. If you're in a bowl, be the bowl. So that's where the sign comes from. I'm going to explain it to you, yeah.
I think my style with my size, I think running will be a good style for me.
Well, I'm a very slow runner, so I had to learn how to fight. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm a very fast runner.
I wish I was. I'd be better looking if I was a fast runner. So yeah, there you go.
So the detox spa, can you describe it to us? Is it a infrared spa?
It's a spa. Well, it's right behind me. I'll show it to you. Can you see it? There it is.
Oh yes. So it's not a full room. It's like a compartment.
Yeah, and I like that, because I've been in the ones with a full room, and I don't like my head in a full room being hot like that.
Right.
I don't like that at all. And I've had other ones, and they were not as good as this one. This one actually is from China, and they do a heck of a job with it. The other ones I had, you'd sit in for like 15 minutes, you're not getting warm. The doctor, Robert Young, who wrote pH Miracle, there's a couple of videos of him sitting in the same spa saying, my spa at home takes 40 minutes to get hot. You're like sweating in 30 seconds in this. It has 2 carburetors, and it really works well. And I talked to the owner, and I really did a lot of research. I'm a research person before I got it. And man, that's why I did one tonight. And then, when Sarah's like, what do you want to do tonight? I'm like, because after the sauna, you're like, you want to be in meditative state, but it gets really hot. But I know the infrared's so good for you, and detoxing and sweating out all the impurities.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a great spot. It was a lady who called me who read Killing Cancer. I guess I'm the third forward in the book, and she wanted to talk to me. And then she did a ton of research, and I told her I had a spa like this, sauna like this, and I had another one, it was a lay down one, and I ended up selling them because I didn't like them. She's like, oh, let me tell you this one. And she just went off and on. And she sent me a ton of information. I called the company. They got so sick of me. I talked to every single person there, and I was like, well, tell me this, and tell me this, and tell me, And it's fantastic. I've recommended it to a few people.
Now, a lot of people are going to ask us what brand or where can they get one like it from. So what can I tell them?
It's a relax sauna, and you can always email me, and anybody who wants to email me, I'll be happy to hook them up with it,
Okay. So it's relax sauna, is it?
Relax sauna. Actually, and I probably shouldn't do this on here, but I know the owner, if you use the word positive in the code, you can get like $70 off. So didn't hear from me, but if you use the word positive,
no, I don't know where I heard that.
if you use the word positive, if you look up Relaxana, there's a ton of stuff on YouTube. So you can go to it, and if you decide to buy one, just put the code in positive. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
And another, is that sauna, is your head out from the sauna?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I hate having my head in a sauna. I can't do saunas if my head's in it. It just feels like, like my head's a bit going to explode.
Yeah.
But this is nice. Your head's out. You can watch TV or just meditate or listen to music or, be on your phone, whatever you want to do. Because it actually has zippers to put your arms out too. So.
Oh, really? So you can walk with your arms. You can be like an alien.
You kind of look like you're in the Wizard of Oz. So yeah, it's
funny.
It's great.
Okay, you've got another gadget I'd love to talk about. Your alkalized water machine.
Yeah, I've been doing that for about 15 years, and you're never allowed to say that anything can heal anybody of anything.
Yeah.
And there have been people that have said their cancer and their tumors have dissipated. When your body's alkalized, disease can't live in you. And I got affiliated with this through a doctor, and I was amazed at the test and the things you can see. Because I'm sure you drink tea. You drink tea, correct? I drink tea every night, herbal tea. And you could take a tea bag, and how do you make tea? With boiling water, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The water's so powerful in this machine because it's micro-clustered. It comes out 2/3 smaller, so it hydrates your body 6 times faster with antioxidants, alkalinity, hydrogen, and it hydrates immediately into your cells. You could put a tea bag and a cup of this water cold. It'll make tea. You could put it in 15 cups, one after another. It'll keep making tea. That's how powerful the water is. So it'll pull and detox and flush out of your body. You pee and poop a lot on this water, And what else can I tell you? It comes from Japan, #1 in life longevity and technology. It's like a 40-year-old company. Kangen means return to origin. That's why they call it that. The Ministry of Health in Japan voted it a top medical device. And I've gotten it to hundreds, if not 1,000 people, a lot of celebrities, got to a lot of people, the machine, and you have to get it through a distributor. But I've gotten it all over the world. So it's nice. It's gotten it to Australia and Slovakia and all these places, France and England, and no complaints. Everybody seems to like it. I've seen people drop weight. And once again, I've seen this with my own eyes with people that I know, so I don't want to get in trouble, but I have actually known people, I'll just say they told me. How about that? They told me.
Sure, yeah, so a nice way to play it safe.
That diabetes has dissipated, arthritis has dissipated, acid reflux. One lady had ulcerative colitis for 28 years on $300 worth of meds a month, and then a month and a half in the machine, it was gone. All this kind of stuff. But everybody's different. So you never know what it's going to do for you. I have a friend that just got one. I have so much energy, and I have another friend that got it that dropped, almost 100 pounds. And he thinks it's only the water. So who knows? I can't tell you what it's going to do. I don't feel all those things. I just know it's good for you. And it's better than bottled water full of, thousands of contaminants and radiated polycarbonate plastic. And it doesn't put plastic in our, in our earth either. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
So if you want to make 20 tea cups from one tea bag, get an alkalized water machine. Is it the message you're giving here?
I have a big carafe. And you know how you make sun tea? You got to put it in the sun, right?
Right.
I put one bag in. I guess it's half a gallon. It's a glass carafe. And within 30 minutes, I've got tea with cold water. And I just drink that all the time. And people come over and they're always like, "Can I have some of your iced tea?" Because they love my tea.
Right.
It's a chamomile blend with a lot of other things with no caffeine. That's really good for calming you and for digestion.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow. Now, at one point in your life, you've helped form a non-profit organization to help kids out of gangs and drugs, teaching them life skills. Now, this kind of sounds a little bit like Chris Young of earlier years, and you're probably returning the blessings which you got from the universe.
Yeah, I'm trying, but I think we kind of briefly went over that. But yeah, it's I like to give back. I love to help. Truly my passion, what I love to do, is just help people. If I'm out somewhere and I can make someone laugh or put a smile on their face or something, it makes me happy. Of course, if I'm in traffic, Tourette syndrome comes out. Another part of me comes out, which is I'm not proud of. But it's nobody's perfect, and God has a sense of humor. He made me. But I just really have a passion for making people happy. I like to see people laugh, smile, and do better. And the only problem is, what do people do with free advice? In one ear and out the other. Freud said, unless you pay, you won't be healed. And it's very true, because you're not going to listen to anybody. The only person who didn't listen to Einstein was probably his kids, right? And so there's too close, just too close. So people take their hard-earned money and they drive in traffic, take time out of their day from work, park, give you all the money and sit in front of you, and they don't listen to you, then they're morons. You're going there to listen. It makes you work harder if you work for it. And I try to help people, and without, for pro bono, without, them paying. And sometimes it's better when they pay, or I just barter. I make them, I ask, what can you do? And it makes them feel better because they work for it, if you know what I'm saying.
What can you recall any stories of someone's life that you've managed to improve, pick someone up from the depths of despair? I should have warned you before, shouldn't I?
No, I've got stories. I can give you two. Two of my favorite students was a young lady and a young man. And the young lady, she came to train, and where I was teaching was a place called Boxing Works. And we had world champions. I mean, we had a W welterweight boxing champ. We had two Muay Thai champs. We had a shoot fighting world champ. We had all these people. I was probably the least credited, and we all were teaching and training. The guy who brought Van Damme out of the streets of Belgium, he was teaching there. I mean, all these people. And two guys showed up after I'd been there a while. They were younger, and they were really good martial artists, and they were breaking into the stuntmen industry, right? And they were training a lot there. And I was watching this is many years ago, but I was watching Deadpool just like a couple years ago, and I see the director. It was one of those guys. He worked his way up. Now he's the director of Deadpool. The other one was the director of John Wick. And it was like, these are the people that were at this studio. So little studio. So this girl came in, and she was in an abusive relationship, and she was like 5'4", and nice Jewish girl. And this guy was like 6'7", 300 pounds. And I went and had to threaten him to back him off and say, I'm not a tough guy, but I'm not a bully, but I don't like bullies. You're going to back off. So he left her alone. I trained her, and she got so good, and she had so much confidence. We became best friends, that I ended up being best man and man of honor at her wedding. And she went to the UFC when it first started, like in 93, 94, 95, and they had like a camp, and she beat all the girls there from like top legends that were training these girls. She was beating them, and they were like, "Who trains you?" And she asked me. I was like, "Shh, don't tell anybody who I am." It was kind of funny. So that was one story. The other one was a guy named Felix, a Hispanic kid and tough, and he was in kind of a rough area, and a gang piped his brother in the head and gave him brain damage. So Felix was going to kill everybody. That's what he was going to do. And I knew he was a good kid. He had a good heart. He had a big smile, strong. He could carry pianos. I mean, just strong. He wasn't tall. He was strong,
Yeah.
And I had to work on him for almost 2 years. And I would just spar him hard and beat him down and try to get that mentality out and get that humbleness in. And today he's married with 2 boys, has a great job, has a good wife, and he'll call me like once a year, I think on Father's Day or something, crying, saying, "You saved my life, Teach. You saved my life." And so that, that makes my heart, feel wonderful. So.
Gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
Gosh. What most people don't seem to realize is a disease, we're on to diseases again as we go, they're quite often not from a single cause. It's from a combination of things, and you've got to take a holistic view, and you know, that the full picture, not just part of the picture, not just cut something out because it's going to reappear because the conditions haven't disappeared. Now, a lot of one thing that plays a very important part is detoxification. You've taught us a little bit about your wonderful iced tea. I hope you do send us some, as you promised. Well, I hope you. But what sort of modalities do you use for detox? You've covered spa, I guess, and the alkalized water. Are there any other things that you do or recommend for people that have got a disease and want to sort of improve their overall wellness?
Well, I think, sleep is very important, and I think fasting is very important. You should fast every day for at least 12 hours. You shouldn't eat 4 hours before you go to sleep. You should eat properly, a lot of greens, try to alkaline your body, and you can always read on what's alkaline as opposed to acidic.
Yes.
And then don't eat 4 hours before you go to sleep, and then wait before you eat again. I typically every day fast 12 to 17 hours, so that really gives your body a chance to heal and rest, and then if you can do a juice fast, which that spa that I was speaking at, they did that. You could be there for a weekend or a week, some people 2 weeks. I mean, it was crazy. And all you're getting is, fresh juices and, pureed liquid soup, and you're doing colonics and ozone baths and infrared saunas and, meditation classes. And it's a great place. It's, like I said, it's been around for over 30 years and it's helped a lot of people. But, I feel the Kangen alkalized water really flushes. It's like you're detoxing all the time. I think the sauna helps, to detox your sweating, getting everything out. I think the fasting, eating properly, the green drinks I do every day, the spooky rife machine, I'm still learning. Man, you have to be like a wizard to figure this thing out. Yeah, I'm just got it. And so I'm like plugging things in, and it's interesting. But yeah, there's all kinds of things, and those are the ones that I do. I do the CBDs as well, and that's what I can tell you. That's what I can tell you as far as what I do and what I know and what I do on a daily basis.
Right. Early on during the summer, you mentioned how your faith helped you change. Now, we try and avoid talking about any sort of religion like the plague, so let's talk about it. What turned you to God?
This is my tea, by the way, from the water. So there you go.
This is the chamomile combo.
Yeah, yes. I think I've always been spiritual, and I've always embraced everything that people might find bizarre. I think I typically don't like to ever talk about politics or religion either, because everybody has an opinion, and opinions can be, that's why we have wars.
Well, I was going to say, isn't it sad that we have opinions? But it's good to have opinions, but it's not so good to judge through opinions.
Absolutely. And every major religion basically has somewhere that states in their words, judging you would be judged, so I try not to judge anyone. And you got to look at it this way: we're a speck of energy, and if you put your hand under a microscope, you're not solid. This desk isn't solid. Nothing's solid. And then we're on this planet. I'm a speck of energy, in this city, that's in this county, that's in this state, that's in this country, that's in this planet. And this planet's a speck of energy in this vast galaxy with billions of stars and a sun and a moon placed perfectly, and this galaxy is a speck of dust in over 2 trillion galaxies. So there's something else out there, at least I think there is, and whatever you want to call it. And I just have faith. And when I'm connected, I've been able to manifest things like crazy. I've been able to visualize and materialize and manifest things with positive energy. And you don't get everything you want, but you do get what you need, you know, and then things will turn up. It's almost like sometimes it's slow motion and you'll be like, you manifest something and then a year later it appears, you know, and it's like, oh, so that's what I could tell you. I won't bring up religion or any particular religion. I just know that I'm spiritual. I believe that there's something else, you know, and I believe there's just some powerful energy. So I just try to connect to that, you know, and try to help other people connect to that.
You put your mind somewhere and your body follows. And I
Yeah.
guess healing through disease, if you can visualize yourself free of
Yeah.
the disease, would also help.
Sure. You can visualize like a Pac-Man eating the disease. I mean, you can do anything you want, but it helps to do the self-hypnosis and meditative and just really focus, and some with words and some without words, and, you know, whatever you do, try everything. People are like, well, I can't meditate. Well, try everything. You know, try the meditation where you chant, try the meditation where you're quiet, try the meditation with breathing, and even people who meditate will tell you you'll fall in and out. You know, you might do 20 minutes of meditation and get 7, you know, or you might get 12, or you might, you know, all of a sudden you're thinking about, what was I supposed to do? You know, and you have to bring yourself back in. So.
Right.
Yeah.
For all the things that we've talked about, what do you think is most important to restore your health? If you've got a disease, what do you think is the most important thing someone can do to overcome a severe health crisis?
I think the most important thing would probably be positive attitude.
Wow.
You know, positive attitude,
Yeah.
positive energy, belief structure that you will be healed, faith that, you know, whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Yes.
You know, don't worry about it. You know, you can't avoid death or taxes, so don't worry about it. You know, just go through and just try the best you can. You know,
Well, I can name one important person that's evaded taxes, but we don't talk politics either.
yes, let's avoid that.
Yeah, and before you came, well, actually, it might have been while you were patiently waiting in the background, I couldn't see you. We were talking a little bit about the pandemic in America now, how everyone's stuck indoors. Now, how on earth can you do exercise or maintain your health when you're in such an unhealthy indoor environment, not getting outdoor exercise? What can people do to ensure their health does not suffer?
Well, that's a good question. You can go outside, but it just depends. You know, you have the mask on. You can't be in crowded places. The gym,
Okay.
some of the states' gyms are open now.
Gosh.
And some of the states' gyms are closed. You know, my gym just opened up again, but my gym is a real OCD, germaphobe, clean fanatic. I mean, everybody in that gym,
yeah,
even before the pandemic, everybody cleans the machine before and after. And there's like 10 stations cleaning, and everybody has a mask on. But when I was closed, I would take my bicycle and ride around. I'm in a country club in a gated community with hills, and I'd ride there. And then I have some weights in my garage, and I'd kind of work out in the garage. And you can watch YouTube videos of people in amazing shape and see how to work out at home. They'll show you on YouTube videos all kinds of incredible things you can do at home, from lunges and squats and running in place and jump rope and planks and all this kind of stuff. So you always have a way. If there's a will, there's a way. How bad do you want it? You know, and a lot of people are like, oh, it's a pandemic, so I'm not going to do anything. And people will say they're putting all this weight on, but I've also seen a lot of fitness people are like, you ain't going to stop me. You know, I'm going to find a way. So there's a way around it. And I have so many injuries from, 45 years of martial arts that I don't run like you. I wish I could. So I have to ride a bike.
I wish I didn't have to.
Yeah, well, I had that too. But, there's various things that you can do. I work around things, so you can do. Just don't let anything stop you, and, enjoy it. I kind of live a pandemic life anyways. I like being home. I like meditating,
Okay.
I don't, I used to run nightclubs in Hollywood when I was younger. I don't want any part of that. I just like being home, and being in a meditative, calm place. So,
Right.
yeah.
Well, we've come to the end of the summer without any casualties. I'd like you to close, have the last word. If you're passing someone who's on the street, sitting down, homeless, what advice would you give them?
Well, first, they have to want to take the advice. I'm sure people probably spit advice to them all day long, or negativity or positivity. I would, the problem being there's so many, 60% of the homeless are on drugs. And so you never know where the money's going. I give money anyways. It's just how I am. Or I try to find a place and buy them food, and sometimes when you buy them food, they look at you like, that's not what I wanted, because they want money because they want to buy drugs. But I've helped a lot of them that really needed food, and I've been like close to various little fast food places. I'm like, I'll be right back. Twice I found guys my size, because I'm 6'4", and I got to know them, and I went home and loaded up a couple bags of, because it's hard to find things to fit me, so I found jeans and boxers and tennis shoes and shirts and a jacket, and brought it to them,
Right.
But the only only thing I would say is just, how are you doing? That's all I can say. Let them talk to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Let them feel like a human. Let them feel like a person.
Yeah.
Instead of barking something at them, just say, how are you doing? How can I help you?
Wow. Yeah. Wow. And listen.
Yeah, listen.
And listen.
Listen's a key. A lot. Men aren't really good at listening, but it's a good key.
Sorry, what was that? Yeah, that's right. We're very bad.
If you don't believe me, ask any woman. Yeah, men don't listen really well. I think we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should probably listen twice as much as we speak. But I like to listen. So
it's been a blast having you on. I knew I'd enjoy it even before you started. I knew it with what you've done and your obvious bad attitudes in life. I knew it was going to be very, very enjoyable. And I am really honoured to have you on Summer. We focused on things that you can do physically, but also attitude, your outlook, and the way you view things, the way you view life. We've got what we have, but what do you do with them? And how, do we live for now or live for the past? Living for now and possibly for the future. That's just a really, really good frame of mind to put yourself in. So I really appreciate that. And at this time of night, you've managed to still retain that same smile throughout the episode. Now, this is just, this is 5 minutes to midnight, everybody. Now, you look in the mirror at 5 to midnight, everybody else, and see what sort of face expression you get back. And here we've got, Chris Young, still bubbly and happy and full of bubbles. So, Chris, I really want to thank you for the time.
It's the tea that does it. See, it's the tea.
Yeah, but tea hasn't got bubbles, you see. So it's the effervescence which is bubbling from within you rather than what you're partaking. So thank you so much for coming to the show. It's been absolutely amazing to have you with us. We're so lucky to have had a nod from you to say, yes, I'll come on then. We're very, very lucky.
It's been an honor. I watched a few of your...
I must apologize for those.
Great job, and once again, you have a sweet soul, and that's the only people I surround myself. If you lived in the neighborhood, I'm sure we'd be good friends. And
oh no, I'd make you say all this banging on the window. Hey, I want to try some more of your tea.
That's not a problem. Yeah. Don't bang too early.
Thank you once again. It's been very, very much a pleasure to have you on with us. You take care. I hope you do a face plant on your pillow soon. It's very late. And you've got a full day ahead of you.
No, it's okay. I'm up late anyway. So. But
well, take care.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for watching. And I don't know when we'll do another summer, but we're very picky who we have, and Chris was right at the top there.
it's an honor. Thank you for picking me, and I hope that I was able to shed any type of light, or if I helped anybody, that's great.
A lot of your answers were quite deep, and if people listen carefully to the message, there will be a huge change in their lives, huge change. So I thank you for that.
I
From the
hope so.
bottom of my heart.
You're more than welcome.
Sweet dreams.
All right.
As they say in China, wa'an, which is good night.
Oh, okay.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Shay Shay.
Yeah, measure.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye-bye.
And everybody, please keep on passing love forwards to those who have got health issues, people that need love, people that need to have their lives improved in some way. If you do a little change, it can become a huge change. But we just don't know. Just keep on passing the love forwards and look after yourselves. Take care of this coronavirus that's doing its rounds. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for watching. I haven't done a seminar for a while. It's because we've been focusing on projects and other things. But truth be known, we asked Chris to come on our seminar. We discovered how wonderful he was, and we begged him to come on the show. And of course, he didn't need any nudging. He said yes, because he's such a giving person. Now, the advice that he's given is all solid gold advice. So we didn't focus on any one particular thing during the seminar. We could have focused, I guess, on his cancers, but he focused more on overall life health, how you can improve your life. And by doing that, you prevent yourself from getting sick. And isn't that the ultimate? You can do things in just little habit changes that make your life so much better. And maybe you took a bit of a cue from the type of person he was, a giving person, someone who does things for all the wrong reasons, which is to help other people and not to just help himself. Maybe if more people had that sort of attitude, or if you decided, well, I'm going to become more of a giving person, you will find, as Chris noted himself, that you do get rewarded by the universe in some way. It might be a year's time, like Chris said, but you will find that your life becomes more blessed if you bless other people's lives, yourself. Life works like that. So thank you for watching, everybody. I enjoyed it a lot. It was fantastic this summer, and it's good to be back too. And well, I haven't seen the familiar faces, but I've got young Bev with me. I've got one familiar face. Goodness gracious, Bev, what's the time in New Zealand now? Don't you ever go to sleep? But you know, it's been a really good summer. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Till next time, please look after yourself, look after your loved ones, pass the love forward, and take care during these difficult times. And I won't say vote if you're an American, because that's political, but you know what I want to say, don't you? Take care. Bye-bye, everyone. God bless.